One Peace World, and welcome everybody to a special conversation for TheSportster. My name is Adam Barnard. Thank you so much for joining me again today. My guest is here to discuss TNA's brand new multi-year agreement with AMC, TNA President Carlos Silva. Sir, it is a pleasure to speak with you. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Adam. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. I got to start at the top here. Congratulations on this announcement. TNA's new agreement with AMC. Couldn't be any more excited for you. What does this new multi-year agreement with AMC Networks mean for the future of TNA and also the reach of Thursday Night Impact?
I think it means everything. I mean, AMC is a foundational network, from the last 25 years plus. They're sort of on the first page of everyone's program guide, here in the States, and it's a network that's probably in your sort of bucket of the 5 to 7 networks that you watch on a weekly basis. And so I think being there Thursday night, the excitement that they've got around having Thursday Night Impact as a foundational every Thursday 9 to 11 on AMC is going to be, I think, great for AMC. It's going to be great for us. The audience growth, the exposure, the integrations that we can do around the shows and the talent, as well as the promotion. I think it just is going to propel us out of a great 2025 and into a great 2026.
Why was AMC the right partner and platform for TNA's flagship show at this moment? Because it feels like TNA has really been on an incredible run recently over this past 2025. What made them the right place to host TNA's flagship show?
I think in the end, it was that we weren't just excited about being on AMC because of the size of the network and the sort of foundational USA network that they are, but they were very excited about sort of dipping their toe into live sports entertainment. And from the very first call that we had with them back in May with Dan McDermott, the president over at AMC, him and his team were just excited about having that as a new kind of element show, a live show that they haven't been in the middle of. I think it's so important right now in the media landscape to have live and to have premieres every single week. And so I think for us, it was, you always want to have a partner that wants you, and you always want the partner to want you. And so it was a great way to come together, and I think it's going to create a great marriage.
Now, outside of this amazing agreement and collaborative multi-year agreement you have with AMC, it's a really exciting time for TNA just because of the talent roster you have. I know Leon Slater and Danny Luna both stand out as remarkable performers. I know AJ Francis and Mustafa Ali. I mean, it's really just this wealth of talent you have on your roster. What can people expect who maybe have never tuned into a TNA program or a live event before expect from this roster of amazing talent you have?
Yeah, I think you mentioned so many of it. We got the list goes on. And I think the great thing about TNA is we've got great legends that are part of TNA that have been in and around the wrestling community for the last, 20 plus years. And then we've got, great young talent as well. And I think the way that, we've been able to blend them together. I mean, the Hardys and Leon Slater are a great example. Like, they've taken Leon under their wing. The Hardys, I mean, you don't have to say anything about the Hardys. It's like
the Hardy
music,
Boys, period.
Yeah,
Right.
their music hits, and like the place goes crazy. And they're also just so great and so easy to work with and so professional. But I mean, I think that's really the great part about the locker room. Whether it's the Hardys, it's Moose, it's Frankie Kazarian, it's Brian Myers, it's Eddie Edwards, that are all legends. And then you've got, so many great young talents as well. And then the other piece that is such a great piece of TNA are the knockouts and all of the great performers we've got on the knockout side, and how we combine all of them together. I think everyone's going to see a lot of excitement, a lot of great storylines, and they're going to enjoy being able to, really find it on a great network in AMC.
Now, TNA kicks off this AMC era in Dallas, Texas at the Curtis Colwell Center on January 15th. What's been the feeling like backstage and also maybe in the office for this new era and bringing the TNA product to this new audience?
Don't know really yet. I mean, we just announced yesterday. We had a great call with all the staff and all of the wrestlers yesterday morning, just a few minutes before the announcement went out. I think there was a Yeah, it was a quick call. We're going to see everyone in 2 days here in El Paso for our live show on Friday night, and then we're also in El Paso on Saturday and Sunday. We'll sit down. We have talent meetings at all of those locations. Looking forward to seeing everyone in person, really answering questions, and really doing things other than just the kind of texting and calling that we've been doing over the last 24 hours, sort of celebrating together the deal and also just the excitement of the audience growth that's going to happen here in 2026.
Now, I know there's been a little bit of discussion, and it's also curiosity on my part, just regarding the TNA Plus app, as well as the expansion of TNA PLEs to the AMC streaming app, which is AMC Plus. As part of the agreement, maybe you can give me a little bit more clarity, and also to the viewers as well. Will there be access to TNA PLEs and exclusive events through AMC Plus? And is there a possibility of the TNA library eventually just meshing or combining into the AMC Plus app?
Yeah, so on AMC every Thursday night you'll be able to watch Impact. If you've got AMC Plus, you'll also be able to watch Impact. There'll be a library of TNA shows also available on AMC Plus, so that their viewers can sort of start to go back and get a little bit of the history, and then also be able to watch shows if they missed on AMC Plus. But if you're a TNA Plus subscriber, you'll also be able to watch Impact on TNA Plus. I mean, as much as I'd like AMC to be in 100% of the homes in America, it's not. Nobody is. And so there's plenty of people that may or may not have AMC, or they may not even have cable. They might only have a broadband connection, and so they could also get it on AMC Plus or TNA Plus.
Now, TNA obviously is bringing back-to-back nights of live wrestling to Albuquerque for the first time ever. And as a Breaking Bad fan, I can appreciate the nod to the franchise as well. I got to know, was this a purposeful nod to the Breaking Bad world and AMC, or was this decision in plan prior to the announcement with AMC?
The simple answer is yes. It was a little bit of an opportunity to go to a market that we know is a good wrestling market, and all of us that are also Breaking Bad fans saying, "Whoa, whoa, wait a minute! If the AMC deal happens, how cool would that be that we're going to go to Albuquerque, and
Mhm.
there might be some things that we could do with the talent, being in Albuquerque around Breaking Bad." So it was just part of like the last 3 months as we were starting to lay out the 2026 season, and the deal was getting close enough that it made sense. If for some odd reason the AMC deal didn't happen, it would still be great to be going to Albuquerque. But now that we're together, it just kind of is like icing on the cake. So it'll be fun and exciting, I think, to be in Albuquerque.
Obviously, Breaking Bad is one of the greatest shows of all time. But since we're on the topic of great AMC shows, do you have any other favorite AMC shows, or is, like the rest of us, your favorite one Breaking Bad?
I'm a big Walking Dead fan as well, and Daryl, I'm a big motorcycle guy, so
There you
everything that
go.
Daryl's done on with his motorcycle stuff over the years too, I think has been great. So I mean, those are probably the top two. I mean, look, Better Call Saul was also to me like a surprisingly amazing show, that they
Yes.
they took a character who was so interesting and funny and sort of legally devious, and just was a great character, and they turned it into a great show. So I think all of them. There's a bunch of new shows too that are out, and we'll be working together with them hopefully on many of them.
Listen, I'd like to make a personal appeal to Bob Odenkirk on your behalf, Mr. Silva. Mr. Odenkirk, fan of the show, we'd love to see you on Thursday Night Impact. So, Saul Goodman. But before the January dates, TNA has a 3 night run in El Paso from December 5th to December 7th, including the Final Resolution PLE. Do you think the build of these shows for you specifically has changed since the TNA announcement, or the AMC announcement, rather? And what can fans anticipate from this year's Final Revolution?
I think we wanted to end the year, in a big way, no matter what. And so we were already building, to El Paso. We had a great show in El Paso earlier in the year, and it's a great marketplace, and all the fans came out, and certainly the Latino fans with the hit that Mike Santana had when he came in the building in a lowrider earlier this year was incredible. I mean, we also had yeah, we also had a lot of fun things, that we did in El Paso. So I think it was going to be a great market, but now it's also like it's such an important 3 days because it's the final build as we build towards this relaunch on AMC on January 15th. So I think it's heightened everything that we want to do in El Paso with the fan base and the storylines and all the wrestlers. So it should be great. If you're in the area, please come out. There's gonna be some great shows. We're also doing something fun on Sunday where we're gonna go in the afternoon and do a family day and are inviting family and kids and everyone to come out. And so I think that's gonna be great. We're gonna have a lot of other a lot of meet and greets and other things that you're gonna get on Sunday as part of family day. So it should be a lot of fun.
One final question for you before we get into my last question, I should say second to last, maybe. I really wanted to ask you, since I have you, about Team 3D's final match this year at Bound for Glory with the Hardys. I know you mentioned that, major long-term legends have been a part of the company. How did you feel in that moment watching Team 3D and the Hardys go at it one final time? And what was that moment like for you at the end of the match when everybody celebrated and got together? What was that like to watch that?
It was we'd all talked about how great it would be and how amazing it would be to have both of those, the two greatest tag teams ever in the ring together. The contract signing earlier, a few weeks earlier, was great, but I don't know that it's like any moment that you've been in sports and entertainment, any live moment. You don't really know how it's going to play out until you're there. And I really think everyone that was there, especially in the arena, I think, certainly on TV it was good. But when you're in the arena around moments like that, I think people will talk about that for years to come, that they were in the arena when that happened, because the emotion and the sort of the vibe in the arena was amazing. It was kind of wild. It was heavy. And so I think it worked out even better than we had anticipated. We thought it was going to be great, but it kind of over indexed on all of our expectations. And I think, again, like for me, I'll tell people about it along with other great moments that, that you've been in, whatever it is, a great concert moment or a great sports moment. But I mean, it was really intense, and it meant so much to all of them. And you could see that and you could feel that in the arena.
What message would you like to share directly with fans as TNA enters this new chapter with AMC?
I just think it's going to keep growing. Just, thanks for all the positive thoughts in 2025. You helped us to really relaunch TNA to a big platform. I mean, massively great Slammiversary, great Bound for Glory. And, it's nice to, people sometimes I'll be walking around, people will pull me aside and say, I love TNA. I've been following it for so long. Thank you. Like, this has been a great year. And we just hope that the AMC partnership will give back even more because the audience will be bigger. More people will be able to enjoy it. And just, stay tuned. It's going to be a great 2026. It's going to keep getting bigger.
TNA's Thursday Night Impact will premiere on AMC Plus beginning January 15th, 2026. And you can pick up tickets right now for the very first Thursday Night Impact, beginning on Thursday, December 11th at 10 a.m. Eastern. But you can also register for the December 9th pre-sale right now by going to TNAWrestling.com. Carlos Silva, thank you so much for your time, sir. And congratulations once again on this new chapter for TNA.
Thanks again, Adam. Nice to talk to you.